If you are getting ready to shoot an interview and looking for some different lighting techniques, check out this video and we're gonna go over a bunch of different diffusion types and see why it matters with what type of diffusion you choose on your light. Hey guys, it's Ryan Weber here, and we are here to talk about different interview lighting techniques. We do interviews all the time, and we have a bunch of different diffusion methods to put on our light to make sure that it looks good based on the situation that we are in. Today, we're using one light, and we're putting it in one location, and we're staying in one location to try and figure out which one looks the nicest, the softest, but also trying to keep our setup as minimal as possible. When we're traveling, we hate bringing a bunch of different things and multiple light stands to try and make a good looking video. However, it's very important to have a good looking video. So we're trying to figure out which of our lighting setups does the job for what we're trying to do. So the light we are using today is the Amaran 200D. I have tested this against all of the aperture lights, the 300D, the 300X, the 200, or what else is it? The 120D, and this is by far the best bang for your buck light. So this is the one that we invested a bunch of money in because we could get more of these, have more output, and have a really high quality. So going from what we guessed the harshest light to the softest light, we're gonna talk about each of these lighting setups that we have done. On every one of these, we have the light off to my right, so your left, it's slightly above my eye line, and we're trying to do that nice 45-degree angle to kind of give us the Rembrandt lighting if we can get it. The first diffusion method that we are using is the Light Dome Mini. We have both the gridded and ungridded. It comes with a second layer of diffusion on the inside, but we don't have that in there for our Light Dome Mini because of how we typically use it, which you'll see later in this video. But it's a single diffusion cloth through either it being gridded or not being gridded. What we do like about this, it's very, very small. What we don't like about this is that it's not as soft as some of the other sources. We do like using this for a hair light, and we like using it as a softer source to push through some of the other options that we're going to show you later. The next diffusion method we're using here is the China ball, or the lantern, whatever you want to call it. It's a big globe. We call it the globe usually because it makes it easy for us to say what we're doing. What's nice about this, it fills the room, so we like using this for interviews when you have two people talking, or if we're trying to ambiently light the room up more. For using it on a subject that is a single diffusion method, and it's really hard to control the light source, so it does look a little bit softer than the Light Dome Mini. However, it's not as soft as we could possibly get, and so we only use this typically if we're going into some sort of two-person video interview setting. The third diffusion method that we are using is the larger softbox. This is what most YouTubers are using, the parabolic softbox. It's got 2 layers of diffusion in it. It's pretty directional, and honestly, it looks pretty dang good. It's easy, especially with the quick release clamps that we have on this one, and we kind of use it if we don't really know what we're gonna be doing or where we're going. It's an easy thing to grab, it's easy to take, and it's kind of smaller, compact from some of the other options that are softer, but it also is a little bit larger than some of our other options. So typically we don't go to this one. We only use this for keeping it in our front room and not really doing too much else with it. We are using a gridded and an ungridded method. You can see the gridded has it more directionally focused and it doesn't have as much spill in the background, and the ungridded kind of spills a little bit more. Our next diffusion method is the umbrella, which is actually what we are currently using in this. We just discovered this lighting method. I don't know if it's actually a thing, but we call it the Mary Poppins. It's like it's an umbrella, an actual umbrella directly over top. It's kind of got this unique, like shadowy kind of thing. It gives it a little bit of contrast. Pretty soft because it's bouncing and coming back to you. And it's a really large diffusion panel method. The larger your diffusion or your light source, typically the softer it is and the least shadows it will produce. So we actually lean towards using the umbrella, whether it be in the Mary Poppins style or in just a side light, the most time that we go out. We like it because we can put it on one light stand. It works really well with the Amaran 200D, and it folds up super, super small. So when we're traveling, this is the smallest, most compact, softest light that we can get. And just for funsies, we decided to put the Scrim over the top of it to see what it would do. Yes, super, super soft. Also, yes, super, super sketchy. And the final method that we are doing for diffusion is using a Scrim, and we have two options of what we're doing. We're going directly through the Scrim with a hard light source, so using the little directional cones that come with these lights. It's not quite as soft. It definitely brightens up the entire area. This is a really good method if you need something that looks like the sun or a window, and you can move it further away and it's just going to kind of brighten up the entire area. But how we use it when we use it as a key light, we like to use the Light Dome Mini, shoot it through the Scrim so we get that layer of double diffusion, and then this is 6x6, so having a huge 6 foot by 6 foot diffusion, soft light coming on your subject always looks really, really nice. We typically bring this if we have a really high-end interview and we have time and the space to be able to set it up, but we don't use this because it does need multiple light stands. So I hope this was helpful for us and our video production company. We typically lean towards the two options at the end, either the umbrella if we're doing a really quick grab and go, not very large spaced area, or if we do have a bunch of space and time, we'll set up a Scrim with a Light Dome Mini and have an additional stand, because those are the two softest methods to produce the most pleasing interview lighting setup that we can possibly do. No, we didn't use any hair lights or other accent lights in this. We wanted to strictly use just the key light and show you what that looked like. But if you have any other suggestions or questions, leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.